Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is Smoky Scalloped Potatoes. We've jumped right into these holiday recipe videos for the season, and one of the things you gotta cover when you're doing holiday food is sides. And for sides, scalloped potatoes at a holiday dinner, one of my favorites. So we're gonna do this our way today, starting with a little bit of smoke on our cheese. Today we're cooking on the Yoder Smokers YS640 Pellet Grill, but before we actually start cooking, we're gonna do some cold smoking. So I'm gonna flip the fan on here on the grill, and we're gonna light up our smoke tube to get some smoke running through the chamber and put that on the cheese while we actually prep the rest of the recipe. I've got the smoke tube loaded up with cherry pellets. I'm gonna slide it right down here on the left-hand side. We've got the fan running so the air is moving, so we'll get this lit up. And we'll kind of get this fire going, and then we'll blow it out once those pellets are lit. And then we're running clean smoke through the chamber. Now normally when we do a cold smoke, we're gonna go for a couple of hours on that cold smoke and then give it about 5 to 7 days to mellow out in the refrigerator. We're doing this quick today, so we're looking at probably like a 20-minute smoke. We're just gonna put some in there real quick. We'll grate that cheese up. We can almost call this like a faux cold smoke, but it is gonna add some of that smokiness to the dish. Now we're gonna get into prepping our potatoes. So we've got about 2.5 pounds here of russet potatoes. I'm gonna get these peeled up and we'll put them into some cold water, and then we're gonna go at them with the mandolin. Now the quickest way to get nice, thin, consistent slices is using a mandolin like this one. You could do the knife work, it's just gonna take you a while longer. So that's what we're looking for. That's probably 1/8 of an inch thick, something like that. And for the time being, we're gonna store these in the water while we prep everything else. All right, so we have here about 1 pound of really thick cut bacon, and we're going to dice this down kind of into these, 1/4-inch lardons. And so you can see with the bacon, and then we have the smoked cheese. We're gonna be cooking the scalloped potatoes on the smoker. We have plenty of opportunity to get some smoke flavor into this dish, which is what we're trying to do. And as soon as we get these diced up, they're gonna go into the skillet, and we're gonna render this bacon down, get some of the fat out of it, get some crisp on the bacon. All right, so we've got this bacon rendering down right now. It's been a good 20 minutes since we put that cheese on the smoker back here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off. We wanna get the cooker turned on so that it's hot when we're ready to put the potatoes in. So all I've gotta do now is hit the start button. It's gonna start dropping pellets. Those will ignite, and we'll bring this thing up to 400 degrees. All right, we've got some good color on these, and we've extracted a lot of that fat, so we're gonna take these out, transfer them to a paper towel to drain. And we're gonna take most of this grease out of here. We'll leave about 3 tablespoons behind. And then we're coming in with some sliced onions. This is about 1 large yellow onion, sliced fairly thin. We're gonna cook that down in the bacon grease, work up some of the fond off the bottom of the skillet. I'm also gonna add a little bit of steak seasoning. We've got the Cattleman's tri-tip seasoning here, probably just a teaspoon or 2. Lots of savory flavors. And a little bit of salt as well. Now we've got these onions where they're just softened and slightly browned. We're gonna add some garlic now, about 3 cloves, and then a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And we're gonna start to kind of build our roux around these cooked down onions. So we just need to give this a stir and keep it moving for about 1 or 2 minutes before we start to add the liquids. All right, so we've got the heat lowered down a bit so we're not scorching anything. I'm gonna add to the skillet 2 cups of heavy cream. Just sort of slowly add this in. We can adjust the heat as necessary, but we want to bring this cream up to temperature. Everything's going to start to thicken up. As you can see, we're forming a sauce. We'll get any stuck fond off the bottom there. Slowly kind of bring this temperature back up to about medium. And as the sauce starts to thicken, then we'll come in with our chicken stock. We've got about 1 cup of chicken stock. Slowly increase this heat just a little bit more, just a little bit above medium. We want to bring this up to a simmer, and then as it comes to a simmer, it's going to thicken the sauce. All right, so that's exactly what we're looking for. At this point, we can shut off the heat. We've got all the components ready to go, so it's time to build the scalloped potatoes. Let's take a look at everything that we have going on. So we got our bacon, that's drained on the paper towels. I've also strained off the potatoes here. Our smoked cheddar cheese, we've got a little bit of feta as well. Some salt and pepper we need to put on the potatoes. And there's our onion and sauce that we're gonna be putting right here in the bottom to start. So just enough to get the bottom covered. And then we're coming in with the thin sliced scalloped potatoes. So we're gonna try and get a nice even layer of this. We're probably gonna shoot for, I'm gonna say 3 layers of scalloped potatoes total. And I say that just to let you know, as you're moving through this step, you're looking to take about 1/3 of your potatoes and get those covering this surface. All right. So on top of the potatoes, we're gonna come in with a little bit of our smoked salt, our hickory smoked salt. We'll hit it with some fresh cracked black pepper. We wanna go with about 1/3 of that smoked cheddar cheese. Then about 1/3 of our feta, which is about 2 ounces for each third, 6 ounces total. And then 1/3 of the sauce, the remaining sauce. Last component's the bacon, and that will complete the first layer. And then we'll just do that a couple more times until we've used up all these ingredients. All right, it's finishing touches now. So there's the last of our cheddar and the last of the feta, and this is ready to go on the grill. And we're going right up here on the second shelf of the Yoder. Again, we're running that at 400 degrees. We're back to check on it about 30 minutes. Probably gonna take 60 total, but I like to keep a close eye on it. Now I've been keeping an eye on this, and we're at a little over an hour right now. You can see we've got really nice browning around the edges. It's bubbling up all the way into the center, that liquid, so that's a good sign. What we wanna check for is tenderness and doneness in the potatoes. So these are right where I want them. They're soft, but they're not falling apart yet, so they'll still have a little bit of bite to them. Perfect. Now if you let this cool down for just a little bit, maybe about 15 or 20 minutes, it'll set up enough to where it scoops out really nice. Right now it's super creamy, and I can't resist just taking a bite right out of the skillet. Ooh, that's hot. Man. Such great smoke on that. I love the funkiness of the feta in there. It's so creamy though, just over the top. It's everything you want out of your holiday potato dish. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all of the products featured in today's video. If you enjoyed the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to thesauce.atbbq.com. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.